Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, one and all, to the next episode of the Heresy Hammer.
The Heresy Hammers.
The Heresy Hammers.
The Heresy Hammerers doing Heresy
I,
Hammer.
you gonna let me say who I am?
Sorry.
I am Lee, at Death from the Shadows. Joining me today is the ever lovely John, at D6 Miniatures. How are you on this fine morning?
Yeah, I'm right actually, to be honest with you. I've been doing some hobby this morning, which has felt quite nice.
I
This is the community show, so might as well talk about what we've been up to for the
Well,
morning.
yeah, true, true. Yeah, I actually managed to have a line this morning for
Oh,
till about 8 o'clock in the morning, which
that
is
that's
a
sensational.
fucking miracle. Yeah.
I
So,
was up needing my old man piss at about 20 to 7.
I
So I
mean, I
thought,
still needed that, but
yeah,
yeah.
I thought I'll get up and I'll paint some shoulder pad trim. So I'm working
Oh,
on
nice.
some rattling through a load of Thousand Suns for somebody.
Oh,
So
right. Oh, not
painted.
Death Guard then.
No, they're taking a bit of a breather at the moment while I finish this Thousand Suns project, but I'll be back to the Death Guard very, very, very soon. But yeah, no, so I painted the shoulder pad trim on 40 shoulder pads this morning. So
Fucking hell, Christ. Ugh.
yeah,
I've been slowly working away. I was talking about it with Rob on the last show we did. We've got an event in the 1st of March.
you have, haven't you? Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm just getting a few final bits done for that. But
What are you taking? Iron Warriors with Allied Mechanicum.
yeah, yeah. So it'll be I'm just working on my Archmagos and some Terminators.
Oh,
So
classic,
yeah, yeah,
classic
yeah.
Lee. As many points and as few models as
Well,
possible.
that's it. Yeah, well, I want to do well, yeah, we'll come on to this in one of the questions we get in our community
Okay,
questions.
cool.
But I'd love to do a Terminator Force.
Mm.
But I just think Pride of Legion's a bit shit.
Yeah, well, you never know
Um,
what might be coming down the road, eh, Lee?
Well, this is it. This is it. But yeah, I've been working on that, but I've been fucking struggling
Oh,
because all I've been doing is playing computer games. So
oh, I
I have
see.
to
Right.
I have to keep like forcing myself to stop playing computer games and
Yeah,
actually do some
do some hobby.
painting. But yeah, yeah, no, but it's been all right. I'm enjoying it actually. It's
Good.
one of these things that I keep thinking like, oh, I'll do an allied force
Yeah.
that isn't Mechanicum. Like I'll do like I come up with ideas for Death Guard, but I just keep coming back to Iron Warriors. I'm just enjoying painting them, but
Yeah, that's good.
it's uh,
I
it's a
finally get
good
into the
place to be,
groove.
isn't it? Like
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
you,
Iron is just phenomenal Legion. So
well, they are the best, but it's just
yeah,
a nice place to be where I finish painting something and I'm like, right, now I want to paint some more Iron
yeah,
Warriors.
that's exactly it, right? I'm kind of in the groove a little bit at the moment as well, where I'm actually like I'm not. I sometimes have to occasionally kind of force enthusiasm for things a little
Yeah,
bit,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
this is all natural enthusiasm for stuff. So this is really really good, and also it means as well when they're when these are complete, I can get back to some Death Guard. So I was away for a couple of days last week working, so I took a load of stuff to assemble. So I've got an
Right.
absolute shit ton of Death Guard already kind of pre-put together.
Oh,
So
yes.
some for myself and some for a client. So it's yeah, it's going to be a very Death Guard heavy year for me, I think, when it comes to painting. I'm not sure we have much
Nice.
time for painting anything else that isn't Death Guard, but there you go. That's
Nice.
not a bad place to be.
No, no, it's good. It's good. Right, but what are we doing today? So today is February's Heresy Hammer review. So this is our correspondence show. But before we get into that, shout out to our awesome sponsors, the Sacramundus. Rob was telling me he met him out at
Yeah,
Gibraltar for the Heresy
yeah. Well,
event they ran out there.
he won
Um,
best heresy player in the world, I think it was, or something
yeah,
like that.
something like that. Yeah,
World champion of
best,
heresy.
biggest whacker.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
whacker indeed. Yeah.
so shout out to Sacros Mundus. If you want any 3D files, go check out Sacros Mundus on Cults 3D, My Mini Factory, and his Patreon. I mean, some of this stuff looks awesome. I know Rob's talking about trying to get some
Yeah, I
for
think we're having
our
some stuff
tables.
done up for some new tables for Heresy Hammer events.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, so
looking
that'd be
forward
really,
to
really
seeing
cool.
that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
this stuff looks fucking brilliant. Anyways, um, shout out to Beowulf. If you want any 3D miniatures printed, go check him out, www.beowulfminiatures.com, or on Instagram at Beowulf Miniature Printing, and on Facebook, Beowulf Miniatures Printing. Go hit him up for any of your 3D printing needs.
Do it.
And shout out to Bits Monster if you want a 5-man squad instead of a 20-man squad. These people break down kits and then sell them individually. So again, www.bitsmonster.com or at bitsmonster on Instagram and bitsmonster on Facebook. Free shipping in the UK for over 25 quid. And if you use the code Heresy Hammer, you get 10% off all Heresy items. Go check those guys out.
Cheeky.
We're straight into it. The news.
Yeah, I know.
And we have news. We have quite a bit of news,
There's
actually.
loads of news. Yet again, there is loads and loads and loads of news.
And first up on the news is the Era of Ruin,
Yeah.
the latest in the ever ongoing Siege of Terra saga, the
Yeah.
longest running siege in the history of sieges.
Yeah.
Um,
And that's just people trying to get hold of the books, right? That's just
and
the
yeah,
people who will have a world on release day.
yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, I have Fury of Magnus is the last siege book I
Yeah.
brought. I don't know where that lies in. I got pretty bored about halfway through,
Yeah.
if I'm totally honest. And this is someone who's pretty much read every heresy novel, and I just got halfway through the Siege of Terra, and I was like, "There's only so much of this I can fucking take
Oh my
of
days.
side
That's
quests
crazy.
and just fucking nonsense." I got so bored of it that I just stopped reading it.
Wow.
So this holds absolutely zero interest to
Oh,
me
mate. This
at
holds a
all.
huge amount of interest for me, but
Oh,
what doesn't hold
interesting.
any interest is actually trying to get hold of the limited edition copy. Like, I gave
Oh,
up on
fuck that
that. I
noise.
got,
Although they were selling a load of the last one again, weren't
yeah,
they? Because they can't get rid of it now.
yeah,
Fuck
which
yeah,
is,
it's bizarre.
can't, I mean, who knows? But at the end of the day, I mean, the end of the death was a bit of a PR disaster, I think, in terms of,
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are like, nope, I just don't care anymore. Like
yeah,
they'll probably buy the actual book, but not the limited edition, which is
yeah.
a shame, isn't it? It's
Oh,
a
mate,
shame.
absolutely. Because
Um,
there are some people out there who have got, full collections of these books, and I'm sure the anxiety is already at kind of fever.
yeah,
So
yeah. I
I
take
will
it you'll
be
be picking up the paperback when it
I'll
comes
be
out.
I'll be picking up the audiobook because I can
Oh,
guarantee I'll get hold of
interesting.
a copy. So yeah, I'll be I must admit I moved on the limited editions I managed to get hold of a year or so ago because
Right.
I couldn't take it anymore. To
No, yeah, it's funny, isn't it? I look at them and I'm like, they look amazing. It would look awesome
yeah.
in my bookshelf, but yeah, I just this whole it's fucking amazing. If you told me 10 years ago they're going to release novels on the Siege of Terror, little head would have exploded.
Yeah.
Um, and fast forward to when they released it, and I'm just so over it. Like
Oh,
I
that's
don't
a
know.
real shame.
I read some of the books and I was just like, this is such a slog. Like, I'm not enjoying reading this. And I'd read like a Siege of Terror book and then I'd go and read something completely different. And I'd be
Mm,
like, that's what a really good book feels like.
that's fair enough.
Like,
That is completely fair enough. And for me, from my perspective, I think it's just such an iconic part of
I
such an
think it
iconic
is. Yeah,
setting.
no, I agree
And
totally. I
there are
wish,
some really, I would say, by and large, the Siege of Terror series is excellent. I think there are a couple that I made no secret of the fact that I felt the end of the death dragged quite a lot. Like I didn't need an entire book just telling me how people were lost.
yeah, I just found like the actual story was quite good, but there just seemed to be all these billion subplots that I just didn't lead anywhere. Like
Yeah,
some white scar dude walking through the wasteland with a baby. I was just like,
yeah,
the fuck has this got to do with anything?
yeah,
I
yeah,
just don't I
yeah.
don't care. I
Why is he not
literally
being
don't
Volkite
care.
charged? Why is he not being
Like,
turned to
like,
slag?
literally. Yeah, I'm currently reading the Night Lords trilogy. I'm on 40k books now,
Yeah.
so
They are
I've
they
moved
are
on.
to be fair as well, like the Nihilord trilogy is probably so I think Era of Ruin is a lot of short stories surrounding the like
Yeah,
what happens like mopping up some bits at the end of the siege. And
yeah,
actually the Night Lords trilogy and the Black Legion books probably aren't too like they're not too far away from where the Era of Ruin will likely sit in the timeline.
right, okay,
They are
okay.
especially the Black Legion books, which are again, if you've not
See, I've
read
never read them, but yeah,
phenomenal,
I've
absolutely
never
phenomenal.
I've read a couple of 40k. I mean, obviously, I read all
Yeah.
Inquisitor
Yeah.
books because they're just fucking amazing. But I never really read any 40k books, and then
Oh, mate,
people
the,
suggested the Night Lord books, so I read
which are
them, and
great.
then I had as this came from the I need to get it because I can't remember the name. Storm of Iron. This is a
Yeah, Storm of Iron, really
40k.
good. Yeah,
So this got this people were talking about this on our WhatsApp chat
yeah,
group. So I picked this up for about £3 off eBay.
yeah.
So I'll give that a go
Storm of
afterwards.
Iron's
Yeah.
brilliant. I mean, the Black Legion books, I think there's the part where so they discover Abaddon
Right.
and the Vengeful Spirit, and they only go and find the Vengeful Spirit, and then Abaddon confronts Sigismund, and Sigismund was like, "I looked for you on the fields of Terra," and I'm just like, "Oh my God!" It's just like
Oh, I need
shivers
to
in
give that
places
a
I didn't
read
know I could
then.
get shivers, to be honest
I
with
need
you.
to give that
So
a read.
yeah, oh, so
Well,
good. So good.
let us
Anyway, this
know
is
if
going to
you're going to
be
be picked. Sorry, mate.
this is going to be a fucking disaster, right? Because it's another
Yeah,
limited
I
edition
mean,
book, and people are going to lose
yeah.
their absolute minds. I can't see any way that this is going to go well, but hopefully the content of the book is excellent.
I'd like to think they've learnt by now after the last one, but
Yeah,
we know how GW learn.
we've been
Let
here
us
before,
know.
right?
Let us know if you want to pick this up. If you're going to be picking it up. If you're a bit like me and you've just kind of lost a bit of interest in the Siege of Terra, let us know. What else have we got? Oh, Secutarii Axia.
Yeah, this guy came out of left field, didn't he? We weren't
I
expecting him.
actually forgot this guy came out until I was having a quick look through the PowerPoint. But I do. How do you feel about this model? How?
I see people in our circle of friends absolutely adore it. I think it's good, but I don't think it's. I think he's a solid like 7 out of 10. But I mean, I think Rob said something along the lines of like it's his. I think it's the best model in the last year.
I absolutely love this model. Like
Oh man, so I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get that level of hype.
I am I am definitely in the Rob camp on this one. I think it's fucking brilliant.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad. Like, genuinely, I'm really glad that people. I like. Actually, I don't like it at all. I think it's really good, but I think he's good. He's not great in
Yeah,
my
no, I
opinion.
get what you're saying. I honestly couldn't describe to you why I love it so much. I just fucking do. I just think it looks awesome. Like there's no, yeah, I couldn't sit here and tell you why I
Yeah,
feel like that.
that's fine. That's absolutely
Um,
fine.
will I ever pick it up? Oh, who knows? Like,
Mm,
I'd love to do a little allied Secretary force,
yeah,
but like they don't score. So what's the fucking
I know.
point?
Yeah,
Like it's
exactly
almost
that,
like,
right?
and I was reading some discussions of it. I keep going back to our WhatsApp group, but I was reading some
Just because
discussions
there's
about
loads
it.
of stuff going on there.
But there is, yeah. This was a little while ago, actually, and some people were saying, well, it's not their job to hold objectives; they're there to protect Titans. Blah 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 blah. Um, so there was some good discussions, and I don't think anyone was wrong. Some people were saying, yeah, it was. Some people saying it wasn't. But
Yeah,
I mean, just from a gameplay perspective, like if they don't score, why the fuck would you take them? Like
yeah,
they're good, but I don't think they're so amazing that you would take other stuff over them
yeah. That's fair.
that
That's
that doesn't score.
totally fair. I think this guy's cool. I don't think he's not like a standout for me. I
I
certainly don't think he's the best modified in the last 12 months. I think that is an absolute wild claim for us to be making, to be honest with you. But perhaps you
I love the
guys,
fact they've done it. I like the fact they've done it. I know, yes, there's
yeah,
probably Raven Guard players screaming for a Praetor or whatever,
yeah,
which I do understand, but I do like the fact that this came out.
yeah. I feel slightly less aggrieved overall about that sort of thing now that we've had a Warsmith, to be honest with you. But again,
Yeah,
go ahead and release it, please, because I would like to think about painting some more Iron Warriors later on this year. So I'd quite like
yeah.
him
I
to
don't know
be.
what their release time is. They usually show stuff. And I have no idea. I
Well, it
can't.
took. Was it the White Scars Stormseer? Is he even available now? Because I
Oh,
remember him like
fuck
from
knows.
being shown to release was like months and months and months.
Yeah, sometimes it seems to be like a matter of weeks, and sometimes you've completely forgotten about something, and then they're
Yeah,
like, "Oh, we're releasing this." You're like, "Oh, fuck yeah, that thing."
you're good. Yeah,
Um,
well done.
but then I guess like when we went to Forge World last, like Warhammer World, sorry,
Mm,
the entire like heresy shelves were
bet.
completely empty. So
Yeah,
I mean,
which is it is kind of is unbearably irritating, but also does show the rude health that the game is in currently.
yeah, I
When
guess
when
like
demand
yeah,
outstrips supply, that's that shows there's a real appetite for heresy, and
True, or just supply is so
or supply is
terrible.
so bad. Yeah. Okay. Perhaps we're giving people too much credit. Who knows?
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, I give this a solid 10 out of 10. John, 7 out of 10.
That's
Uh,
crazy. I think 10 out of 10
I
is
fucking love it. I just think it's awesome. I don't know. I like I say, I couldn't even tell you
that's fine. I'm
why.
glad that you're happy, Lee.
Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah.
And will you be doing a Secretary force, or do you already run them?
Yeah, if you've
I
already
think
run
they'll
them,
make a
then
cool allied force. Like I
I
really
agree.
do.
I
Uh,
do agree. I do
I
agree.
really, oh, I really. The more I think, I want to do like a Kratos one. So that
Mm.
kind of green, that almost like minty, dark minty green.
Yeah.
Is it Kratos? Not Kratos. Oh, what's the Titan Legion that fights
Oh,
alongside the Iron
Lee, it
Warriors?
is. It is.
It begins with K, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not Krytos, that's something else.
Something
It
like that,
is,
isn't it?
yeah.
Oh
Oh,
God,
mate,
it's
so,
gone from.
someone in the comments will tell us about how thick we
Yeah,
are. So please point that out.
I've got the fucking transfers up there. Krytos, oh fuck knows. God, my memory. I swear I'm getting Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on.
This is
Arcuitor Magisterium.
it's a
This was
great,
another.
great Necromunda model.
Yeah, this was another left field model that I was not expecting at all.
No,
Um,
no.
and I'll be honest,
Yeah.
I don't particularly love this model. I
Again,
don't hate it. I don't
yeah.
hate it. I would, it's the snippy claw things on the shoulders that I just am not a fan of.
I
Um,
I think I think this is a cool model, but not for heresy, if that makes sense.
yeah, no, I do. It's a, like you say, it's got Necromunda vibes written
Oh,
all
it
over
really
it, hasn't it?
does.
Um,
Um, yeah, I think though I've been rethinking. I've got like a really small Mechanicum alloy detachment on the painting desk currently. I don't know when I'm going to get to it. Who
right,
knows?
yeah.
It might be the fact I wake up one Saturday morning and be like, I'm just going to paint this all this weekend.
Yeah.
Um, but I would like to do some more mech and some more interesting mech. I kind of feel like she feels more like a militia commander
Okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, I can see that.
than anything else. I really, really, really like her.
In
But
fact, I think that's a fucking brilliant idea because there's one of the militia things is I can't remember what it's called, but it's like augmented
yeah, so
dudes, isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah,
Um, where you then become like best friends of the Mechanicum.
yes,
Like this would be an awesome model for that.
yeah,
Yeah,
like a militia Mechanicum emissary. I think it's really,
yeah,
really cool. I do like it. It does kind of, for my mind, it makes me think back to the book Mechanicum, where
right.
the
Yeah, 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 yeah,
main
yeah.
main protagonist is like sort of yeah, augmented female like Magos.
Right.
Um, or sort of one of the main protagonists anyway. But
I
I like this. I just think it
yeah.
doesn't feel heresy. It doesn't feel it doesn't feel heresy, but I do like it.
I think I could see me picking this model up and just clipping those shoulder bits off
Yeah,
and then doing something else,
yeah,
converting
yeah,
something onto the back. I really like the fact that they've linked back to the John Blanche. Is it
yeah,
John Blanche?
yes,
Artwork.
yeah,
I and when you see where it's come from, I think they've done a really good job of kind of making a physical version of what is quite a hectic piece of artwork.
yeah.
Um,
I
but
do
yeah,
think
I
though,
just
as well, if you're running Myrmidax and you need a cyber familiar for your
yeah,
Arch Magos,
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
he just looks like with the little power pack jutting out of his shoulders, he just looks
yeah,
like the little scribe looks like a tiny little Myrmidon. I think he's really, really cool.
yeah, yeah. No, I like. I liked the last one. I gave it 10 out of 10. I couldn't tell you why. I like
Yep.
this. I don't love it, but again, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I
So you
do
might say I
just think,
like this more, but I'm not sure why I like it more. I
yeah,
think
I just think
it's
it's
eight out of
the
10 for
I
me.
think it's the little snippy claws coming out the shoulders.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I think if I cut them off, I have
yeah.
to try and imagine her without them, and I think it
I think she'd
looks
look
a
really
lot
cool.
better.
Yeah,
Um,
I do agree. I think she'd look even better
yeah.
without the mechadendrites, and they could easily be banged onto something else, right?
Well,
So
that's it. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, again, let us know your thoughts and
yeah,
feelings on this. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Now we're into the good shit.
10 out of 10, Lee. Here we go. I think three Krioses is in my future for sure.
Oh no. So this is actually so obviously they released on the Warhammer community that they're releasing a kind of heavy support battle box, which I was
Yeah.
not surprised. I was not expecting. I'm surprised at that.
Yeah, I am too. I thought that feels
Um,
like a
but I
bit
don't
of...
hate it.
No, not at
Uh,
all. Just put the three wackest things in the same
yeah,
box and just save
I
everyone the
mean,
trouble.
what's I mean, if you want to sell something, that's the way
Mm.
to sell it, isn't it? Like,
Yeah. If you want to
but
know why these are so good, then Lee and I did an entire Patreon episode about Mechanicum artillery, and
okay,
we
no.
absolutely gushed over the Krios and the Karachnos for
Yeah,
about
they're so
45
fucking
minutes.
good. But I'll
Oh,
tell
they
you
are
one
so
thing.
good.
I was fucking losing my mind yesterday because I was like, well, this is the updated version because
Hmm.
obviously you've got the free weapon options.
Yeah,
And in the Mechanicum book, is it the irradiation something or
yeah,
other? I can't remember what it's called. You only have two weapon options. So this is the you can finally run the third option,
yeah.
but I couldn't remember where the rules were for it. Like I was losing my mind because I thought they'd released a PDF. And I was looking on Warhammer Community and I couldn't find a PDF. And I was like, I'm sure they released a PDF. So if you want the updated rules for the Krios, it
Hmm.
is in the Martian Civil
Civil
War
War
book.
book. Yeah.
Um, and yeah, probably most of you knew that, but I was absolutely losing my fucking mind yesterday
And it
because
was
I was
making
like,
you like irrationally angry as
but
well.
it's like GW were gaslighting me. I'm like, I'm sure there are rules somewhere, but I don't know. Did I imagine it? I was like, did I dream this up? Have they? Did
Uh,
someone mention it, but they haven't actually released rules? So yes, they are. They're in
I, I don't know
The Krios
why.
Squadron in the Martian Civil War.
Yeah, I am way. This is one of the ports over from like resin to plastic that I'm most excited about, and I can't tell you why.
Right, there's a lot of
But
this today, isn't there?
yeah,
Like,
but there's a
we
lot of stuff that is yeah that is like a lot of the like marine tanks and stuff that are in plastic. You kind of I'm a bit like fine whatever. I don't know why. These
yeah,
have got me absolutely
no,
buzzing.
I mean, obviously, we've learned by now if it's plastic, it's going to take you 5 times as long to build.
Yeah,
Um, but the flip
yeah,
side is you don't have to manhandle a lump of resin about when you play your games or when you're painting,
yeah.
like just painting alone.
Oh
So
no,
I've been waiting for these to come out in plastic because I definitely want to pick up a couple. I
yeah.
like besides the fact that they're fucking amazing in game, the models,
Oh, so good.
and this is like peak heresy, isn't it? When we
Oh,
talk about
yeah.
the that model didn't look particularly heresy,
This
this
is
is like
heresy.
just some guy
Yeah.
strapped into a fucking
Oh,
tank, which is basically a cannon on wheels.
yeah. Little war
Like
wagon. Yeah.
it's so cool. You got the
Yeah.
big cogs, the shell type thing of the driver, which is like a nice link into the Mechanicum. Like it just looks
Oh, I love them.
so cool. I know this
These
is an
are
old model that's
brilliant.
just come out in plastic, but they're fucking so hot.
Oh no, mate, these are an auto buy for me. I do
Ah,
echo your sentiments though. If you ever put together resin Mechanicum vehicles, I put together a Kragnos not that long ago,
yeah.
and it was a
Oh,
proper like event. Like I had to sit down and be like, okay, have I got my three different types of knives and scraping implements? I had a big
yeah.
Pyrex dish full of boiling water to like straighten parts
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whereas with a plastic tank, yeah, it takes a bit more time. I can sit like I can put something like on the TV and just
Yeah,
like sit and chat to like chat to my wife or like sit and like listen to like something and just it's kind of mindless in that regard.
yeah,
Yes, it
yeah,
takes
yeah.
more time, but I haven't got to build up. I put off building that Karachnos for so long because I pulled one of the tracks out of the bag and it was like bent in like four planes, and I was just like,
Right. But it's funny, isn't it? Because I was moaning about the Thalax
ugh,
on
yeah,
one of the
anywhere,
shows.
anywhere they could listen.
But then I went to put some resin Thalax I had
Mm,
together, and I was
yeah.
just like, oh, I can't be asked. I'd rather sit here for an hour and just
Yeah.
scrape away bits of plastic than spend an hour trying to sort
Yeah.
out the mold slip on a fucking lightning gun that has
Yeah.
completely fucked it to the
Yeah. There's
point.
two halves.
Oh God, I was like, yeah, I give up. So yeah, I take back everything I've said about plastic phthalax.
Yeah. Plastic in general, I think to be honest, the last week or so has just I was working on some like original resin Mark IV that must be this kit must be these bags of
Oh
literally must be 10,
Christ,
10
they
years
must look
old.
tiny.
And not only are they tiny, but the amount of like horrible cross
Mold
and mold
slips and
slip. And I was just like,
fucking
I think I
air
posted in,
bubbles and yeah,
yeah,
Christ.
exactly that. And filling. And I was posting in the group. I was like, I'm done with resin.
And
Like
it was
I'm
always like
over resin.
if I was building like resin Terminators, the air bubble would always be on the front of the helmet. It wouldn't be at the back where you wouldn't see
Nice.
it. It'd be
Or the
right in the
front of the
fucking front.
foot. And you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah. Yeah. So yeah,
yeah.
so Krios,
10 out
about
of 10.
10. Oh yeah, love it. Like I say, I mean, well, the what is it? I have it here. The Krios Irradiator,
Yeah.
which is with a mounted irradiation blaster, is new and it does
Yeah.
look super cool. But the
It
other
does look
two
cool.
are obviously what we've seen before. But yeah, it's plastic. I'm so happy. I've been waiting for
Well done.
this.
If these are like, oh yeah, this is amazing. Like, again, having just put together, the Karachnos is brilliant. I love the Karachnos. Like, it's so good. It's so much fun. It's
It
low
looks
key.
so cool,
It
doesn't it?
looks so cool. It's low key, a massive pain in the ass to face as well because it's hard to kill, and it can fire barrage, and it can just
Yeah,
irradiate huge areas of the
so
battlefield.
fucking good.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they first showed this at a Heresy Weekender because I can't remember where it is, but I remember walking in and there was a glass cabinet and they had this in resin sat in this glass cabinet and everyone was like, "What the fuck is this? This is fucking awesome." And I didn't even play Mechanicum at the time, but I was like, "This
this
looks
is the one.
yeah, yeah." And here it is in plastic all
Love
these
it.
years. And again, this is another model I've been waiting to come out in plastic. Like I
Yeah,
will 100% be picking up this
yeah.
box set because all three of these models are models I've been waiting for to come
Mm.
out in plastic.
The
Probably
difficulty is though now is the fact that I want multiple Krios and I already have a Karachnos and I don't want multiple Karachnos. So
right. I imagine you'll probably be finding a lot of these going up on eBay. I imagine there will
yeah,
be people going, well, actually, I want two Krios and no Karachnos. So I would keep an eye out on eBay because I
yeah,
think you will probably be finding some half decent deals going up on there.
yeah.
But yeah,
Just
that is the only
bang,
downside, isn't
just
it?
bang
Yeah.
3 Krios in a box, guys, and just send it me. Oh
But yeah, again, there's not much more to say, really, is it? It's
no,
an old model that's come out in plastic,
and they're
but
all great, and you can, like I said, if you can be like, well, they all just came in a box, so you can excuse your whackness by just picking up one box.
yeah, by buying three heavy support force
Yeah,
boxes,
3 heavy support boxes, and then 3 boxes of Thalax and an Archmagos, and you, sir, you're away.
you are done
You are done.
in more ways than one.
Yeah, absolutely. How to make friends and
um,
alienate people. Yeah.
but yeah,
Right.
I will 100% be picking this up whenever it is released.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it.
Oh, there's so
Awesome.
much stuff to come, Lee. It's gonna be crazy.
Right. Is there? Oh God,
Well,
can't jump
yeah,
past this boy.
yeah,
So he was released. He was showing yesterday.
yeah. So we're recording this on the morning of the 15th, which is the Saturday, and this guy was
Saturday.
released
Yeah.
as a Valentine's Day treat to all us heresy nerds. Again, I did
Uh,
not have Demon Angron on my bingo card.
no, 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 no. But I love the fact that they're doing this. There's
Oh
been
yeah,
quite a few uh, models that are just like, whoa, even if you don't like it, you're like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. That's cool.
yeah.
Uh, so yeah, we have had Demon, Primarch, Angron.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this model?
So I initially, okay, I'm going to take you through 3 minutes of
Roller
my
coaster.
3 minutes of my brain,
Right.
and I saw it, and I was like, oh, fucking hell! Like this is unexpected. And
Yeah.
then my brain settled down, and I was a bit like, don't know about it. And then I was
Mhm.
like, don't want anything to do with those wings. They look horrendous. And then I
Yeah.
thought, No, I love this. This is brilliant. This is absolutely amazing. I like everything about this. Yeah, this is great. I think the scale is phenomenal. I think his face is so good. The head is
Yeah,
just
yeah,
the one. I
yeah,
think his stance, the base, the even the wings feel like a bit of a reskin of Fulgrim's actually when you put them next to each other. They look like
yeah,
basically
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
same thing. So
yeah.
not maybe not surprising if they actually like from a design perspective, they probably started off as the same wing. Um, will I be picking it up? No. Am I glad it exists? 100%. I think it's not a 10 out of 10 for me, but it is a solid 9.
Interesting, interesting. Yeah,
You,
I
what was your thoughts, Lee?
So when I first saw this, it was on a tiny little picture on my phone, and it wouldn't zoom in, and I was getting all pissed off because I was like, I just want to fucking see the picture properly.
Yeah.
And then when I actually managed to see it properly, yeah, I immediately was like, this is fucking awesome. I love this, but I will never buy
Yeah.
it.
I'm
Like,
so happy for people that want this.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean it's I believe it's on the same base size as the plastic 40k Angron.
Is it?
I think so. Yeah, I would guess
So it's
this
what, 100
model
mil
is
base?
taller. Yeah, yeah. I think it's 100 mil base. I believe they're both on 100 mil base. I could be completely wrong. Um,
The 40K
I
plastic, by the way, I do think is stellar as well. So,
yeah, 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 yeah. Different aesthetic, but both
yeah.
equally amazing. I would say I prefer this over the plastic one.
I think I do now on reflection. I don't think I
Okay,
did initially.
right.
I think now that it's had time to to settle in a little bit, and I've spent some time looking at it and looking at, I just think this is just shows. I love the fact that we're moving stuff to plastic because it makes life easier on so many levels. But this just
Yes.
demonstrates this is what you can do with resin casting.
Yeah, yeah. But
And also
I would
the old
not.
Angron model. I think I mentioned it. I can't remember if it was a show you and I were doing, or me and Rob were doing. I just
Tiny
the old
little
Angron
man.
model is just he's tiny. He's like
Yeah,
barely bigger
yeah,
than a modern day Terminator.
yeah. I would
Um,
love for them to go back and redo the Primarchs, especially the original Primarchs that they
Yeah, like
did.
Mortarian, I
Um,
think as well. I know we've had this
yeah,
discussion previously, but
yeah.
I'm not hugely massive fan of him. I think that this though, like going back to Angron Ascended, yeah, I think he's a 9. He might even be a 10 if I have him in the hand.
Interesting. Yeah, but yeah, I love this model. I prefer this model over the plastic one for this era. I think this still has. You can tell this is Angron.
Yeah,
Whereas the plastic 40k is almost like generic 40k corn demon with
yeah,
some nails in its head. But if I was planning on using him, I would probably use the 40k plastic model just because I wouldn't want to push this fucking resin model around the table or transport it or you know what I
mm.
mean? Like,
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I I would be very cautious about the wings and trying to do something in
yeah.
regards to just pinning the wings in. I
I
don't think
mean,
I'd
they'd
have them as
need
a permanent
pinning to
fixture on his
fuck,
back.
wouldn't they?
I'd actually be tempted not to have the wings on him at all.
Yeah, there is that. I
Um,
think we had a similar discussion when we saw Fulgrim. Like, I
yeah,
think everyone was kind of the same of like, it looks amazing, but it will be a flipping nightmare to transport.
yeah,
But maybe it's not. Like, if you run, if you run um, Demon Fulgrim, let
yeah,
us know if you struggle transporting him or painting
yeah,
him. I have never seen him in the wild.
yeah,
I only know one person who owns him.
yeah. Looking forward
So
to seeing this guy's rules as well. See what they've done with him.
yes,
I think actually
yes.
he's one of the weaker Primarchs currently. So
Yeah, hopefully he's an absolute murderer.
yeah,
And I like the Blood Angel on
yeah. The Dead
the
Marine. We're
base,
going
like
back
the
to cool Dead
base.
Marines as well. So that's good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was trying to work out the armor mark. I think it is Mark 6. But
I thought it was Mark 4.
no, then I looked at the legs and the legs are just one bit like you
Yeah,
would get.
no,
There's no knee pads.
no,
It's hard to see from this angle.
yeah.
Um,
Either way, it's the best type of
but
Blood Angel, a Dead Blood Angel.
but yeah, it's interesting. I like seeing uh Dead Marines to see if we can get any snippet of like, oh, is that going to be a future Mark 4 plastic or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some little Easter eggs here and there.
Yeah. So yeah, I love this model. I'd probably agree with you. I'd probably say 9. Maybe.
Mm,
Would I give it 10? Would I give it 10? Maybe. And the funny thing is as well, like normally I don't like these bony, spiky demon weapons that they do, but I
yeah,
actually it really fits this model. Like
yeah, it
the
really
spikes
does.
just go with it. Like
So much potential for breakage that you're going to be so
yeah,
careful transporting
yeah.
and handling this. This might be a display piece more than a gaming piece, I think, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's if I was a die-hard World Eaters player, I think I would buy this purely to have it sat
Yeah,
in a
in a
glass cabinet
box,
somewhere. Yeah,
physically.
yeah,
Yeah,
in a glass
with
cabinet
it.
somewhere, and I'd have a plastic 40k one that I used to take
That's
to.
commitment, mate. That is commitment.
Yeah,
Yeah, but not only are we going to
but I
get,
do like it.
yeah, we're going to get a cool, we've got a cool new model. We're going to get new rules as well. So like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah,
double win.
yeah. I love it.
We've been overwhelmingly positive today, Lee, haven't
I
we? Is
know.
there
Yeah,
something going to
that's
come along
fine.
and ruin our time?
No,
It's not going to be Lotara,
no,
that's for
no.
sure.
This was another like
Yeah,
out of nowhere, out of nowhere.
yeah,
I love this model. Fucking love it. Like,
yeah.
yeah, awesome.
I don't like the head.
Do you not?
No, and I
Oh,
think
I
it's,
like it.
I think, uh, it goes against my recent Bearhead bias, where I think that some of the Bearheads recently have been great. I don't mind it. I think again, I think it's absolutely fucking cool we've had it. I'm surprised that she wasn't part of like they often do like special miniatures for the Black Library weekends.
Right.
I kind
Okay.
of
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
like she
Yeah.
should have been like a special character for that. But anyway,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. That would
I
have
don't,
made sense.
I
Yeah.
can't like she's not a gaming piece as well. Let's be honest. Like she never leaves the ship.
Yeah.
She
Well,
never leaves the
apparently they
console.
said in the article that she'll have rules,
Yeah, perhaps for Zone
uh,
Mortalis.
and that she is better in Zone Mortalis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that okay. So
Um.
Lotara Sarrin with like Delvarus and the Triarii
Yeah.
in a game of
Yeah.
ZM.
That's
Okay,
so
now
fucking cool,
you've
isn't it?
engaged me somewhat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
quite like it. Quite like it. Don't love the head. I think it's
I
a
see. I like
seven.
it. I love it. I love it. I think they've done a fucking brilliant job with this.
Yeah,
And I just love the fact that they've done it. This is
yeah.
one
That's
model that I
yeah.
never thought we would ever
No,
see. Like, if you said to me, like, name 5 people who we'll never see a model of, this would have been one of them.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, like, she's such a fucking cool character,
Oh
such
God.
a
Do you think we're
badass.
going to get a John Grammaticus model at some point?
I don't know. I don't know because how would you, yeah, I hope so. Like,
I
even
hope
if it was
not.
just
Fucking hate that guy.
but again,
Yeah.
that was another side quest that I got fucking bored of.
Yeah. God, tell me about it.
Yeah, unfortunately. But
Never
yeah,
mind.
I love this model, and I love the fact that more than anything, I love the fact they've done it.
Yeah, I think I can completely concur. I love the fact they've done it.
Um,
Top tier work for having done it.
such a cool character,
Yeah,
such a
she
cool
is.
character. And if you don't know
Absolutely.
who she is, go and read what is it, Betrayer, is it?
She's in Betrayal a lot, yeah.
Where she shoots a fucking world eater in the
She
face with
shoots
a
Delvarus in
plasma
the face at point
beast.
blank range of a las pistol, yeah.
I mean, there's not many humans that
No.
would shoot like a fucking world eater's captain, is he captain, in the
Yeah,
face just
he's captain
because
of the
he's pissed
Triare.
her off.
Yeah. But there's also not
Fuck
many
off.
humans that are gonna stand up to Angron and be like, nah, mate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
it's my
yeah,
ship.
yeah,
It's my ship, piss off.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Fucking brilliant. Love
Yeah.
it. That
Okay, I'm coming
oh
around
yeah,
to it more.
yeah. I am a big fan. I will probably pick this up, even though I don't play World Eaters.
No.
I will probably pick this up and just be like, this is amazing.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
it's great.
yeah, love it.
Cool.
Right. Have we got anything else? No, that is it. That's it for releases. We are into our hashtag Heresy Hammer. So for those of you who don't know, on Instagram, although Instagram has made it very hard to kind of scroll through all the pictures nowadays, but we also do it on the WhatsApp group. You put pictures up and we pick our favorite ones and then we show them
Some of
to
our
the
favourites,
world.
it must be
Some of our
said.
favorite ones.
Some
Yeah,
of
no,
our
sorry.
favourites,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
There are plenty of favourites out there, but these are some of our favourites.
So up first is Attis with a very sexy Ferris. So
Yeah.
This is obviously Istvan because he still has his head. Wee.
Yay! And his
Oh,
hammer.
wee. And his
Yeah,
hammer. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, I this is one of the old Primarch models
It still
that
stands up.
it's fucking baller, isn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah, it's
absolutely.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and he has done an amazing job.
The head, especially, like,
Yeah,
just draws you right in. You know
yeah,
everything about Ferrus Manus from looking at the face.
yeah,
This is a classic example of faces and bases. Just
yeah,
tell
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah,
tells
yeah,
the whole story in those two items.
yeah. Just yeah, there's not much more to say really. I fucking
No, it's
love it. He's done a
brilliant.
great job.
He has
Weathering's
done a great
great.
job.
Uh, but that face is top tier. Like the
It's
eyes are
it's
fucking
like
brilliant.
photorealistic
It
from its
really is, isn't it?
nature.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can see the rage in his face
yeah,
as he's about to get his fucking head chopped off.
yeah,
What
absolutely.
a dickhead. Yeah, love it. Really good job. Nice one. And then we've got Poor,
Yeah,
and this is an Emperor's Children apothecary.
yeah.
I fucking love this. This is one of the old apothecary
Yeah,
models,
I know. The
which
stance works really well paired with the power spear.
it's perfect, isn't it? And I
Yeah.
like the fact that he's kind of put it on cork or something because these models now are a little bit small.
Yeah, they are really
Um,
tiny.
so a good way of kind of boosting the head height so it's in line with the new Mark 6 and stuff is
Yeah.
to just put them on a bit of cork, and generally you don't really notice. It just ends up
No.
looking the same size.
Yeah.
Um, and I love the spear. I don't know where the spear is from.
No, nor do I was thinking that. I have no idea. But and also big fan of the purple metallic.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
don't
big
see a
fan of the
lot
purple
of
metallic.
metallic purple, do you?
No. We should see more.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. You've done a fucking brilliant job.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I think that it's the for me it's the positioning. Like it's
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
stance
yeah.
that he's in with the spear, I think looks
And
premier.
let us
Love
know where
that.
that spear's from, because yeah,
Yeah,
I'd be interested to know.
please do.
Oh, did I just skip one? No, I didn't.
No, you didn't know.
Tony. Fuck my life. Look at
Yeah.
this.
He's a prodigious poster in our WhatsApp group and also over on
Right.
Facebook as well. But I can't remember the last time I saw him paint anything that wasn't Sons of Horus.
Oh, right. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
And all
there
of a
you
sudden
go.
he's like, oh, I'm just going to bang this Fulgrim out. Not Fulgrim. Fucking hell.
Oh,
Sorry. Apologies, everyone.
he's got Fulgrim on the mind.
Sanguinius.
Sanguinius. Um, I love this. Yeah,
Yeah.
love it. There's not really much more to say,
No,
to be honest.
I
I
like,
love the fact.
yeah,
Go
sorry.
on. I like the fact he's used kind of purple as a color
Yes, that's
throughout. So
exactly it.
purple in the wings,
Yeah.
purple on the kind of leather, whatever you call them,
The
bits,
Turges.
terges, groin
Mm.
protector.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I think I was going to say the exact same thing. I think using the purple as the reflective color and the spot color is really nice. Just ties the whole thing
yeah,
together. Even like some purple on the base as well, just brings it all together. But also kind of slightly washes some of the color out a little bit, which really makes Sanguinus's body stand out.
right. I mean, this just looks like it could be some sort of ye olde religious artwork, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Like, I mean, they've obviously, well, I say obviously, I would guess they've used kind of Saint Michael as the
as an
kind of
inspiration.
yeah,
Yeah,
but this really could be like you could imagine this on the stained glass window
yeah, you
in
could
some
absolutely.
large cathedral somewhere.
Yeah, on
It
ball.
looks fucking brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah, on bar, yeah. So yeah, well done, Tony.
yeah, smashed it again, mate. Well
Absolutely
done.
love it. Yeah,
Love that.
and also, oh, you need to tell us if that's metallic gold or non-metallic.
It's definitely non-metallic.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, it's definitely non-metallic.
Is it?
Well, there you go. The fact you've had to answer the question means that he's done a good job, but no, it is.
Yeah. I just looked at the shoulder bit then, and I was like, not
Mm,
sure. Cool. Yeah, you fucking brilliant. Really
yeah,
good.
smashed out.
Really good. What have we got up next? Adam, converted Dark Angel's chaplain. I fucking love this, but what is the model? I can't think what the model is. The base
No, I thought.
model.
I mean, I was assuming it was. I don't know if it's a Tortuga or if it's a print. I recognize
Okay,
it from
yeah, I
somewhere.
think it's Tortuga. It has
Yeah,
very Tortuga vibes.
yeah,
Um, but this is awesome. This is a great use of 40k bits
yeah,
mixed in with what I guess is third party
Yeah.
Heresy model.
Yeah.
It looks fucking brilliant.
Oh,
Like I love this. I think the sword is oh
the
god,
sword
what
is
are they
from
called?
the 40k Primaris chapter, I think.
Oh, is it?
You,
Okay.
you
I
what
was
you
gonna
want to say is the sword is
say
from an Age of Sigmar Inquisitor. I mean, maybe it is, but I think
no,
it's
I thought it was oh fuck, what's the it's a 40k chapter. The is it the Templars?
yeah,
I want to say it's off them, but I could be
maybe.
completely fucking wrong.
Doesn't matter
Um,
though. It suits his
no,
model so well.
you just need to get it painted now, Adam,
Yeah, I was about to
and then
say
we can show
exactly
it
that.
again.
Yeah. Stop whatever it is you're doing and go and paint this. Speaking of
Oh
stopping what I'm
man.
doing, I'm looking at Tarnished Domains Leviathan, and I immediately want to stop recording this episode just to go and paint some Death Guard.
um, this is fucking brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah. The
Uh,
brown, kind of like the kind of grey with the slight tinge of brown in the shadows, and then
yeah,
just like super high contrast into the white. Um,
I
it's so cold, but yet it's so characterful at the same time.
yeah,
It's
he's
perfect.
done a fucking brilliant job.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but it looks almost like when he's airbrushed it, it's kind of spattered a bit. It's not, it's a bit,
Yeah.
it's not quite thin, but it gives this really nice kind of like pitted metal kind of
Yeah.
look.
Got a patina to it that I don't
Yeah.
really often see. It's really good. It's really good.
Oh
It's
man,
really good, this.
I fucking love Death Guard. It's so funny, isn't it? Because it's
Yeah.
such a drab color scheme.
I
It's
know.
like dirty cream and a green of your
Yeah.
choosing, and it looks so fucking
I
cool.
remember when I was painting my Death Guard army, and my wife came into the like room where we have all our painting stuff out, and she's just like, "Don't like these. These look horrid." And I was like, "Good, I've done it. Yeah, I've
Mission
cracked it.
achieved.
Yeah, I've absolutely cracked it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Why can
this
you
is
paint something a nice color? Well, I mean,
no.
do you care? Do you want to have this discussion?
Wait till you see my mud bases that I'm going to
Yeah,
put them on.
yeah. This is so good.
Yeah. You've done an awesome job here, mate. It
Yeah,
looks really good. Yeah, awesome. What do we have next? Franca. Um,
yeah.
this fucking model. Oh, this fucking model. This was another one. I started building this model and just got so fed up
Oh,
of it.
really?
Like it goes together really well. It's just
Yeah.
in a billion tiny little pieces.
Uh,
And my big fat fingers, like I spent more time crawling around on the floor for bits I dropped that had pinged out of my big fat fingers than
yeah.
I did actually putting it together. But
Yeah.
he's done a really good job here. And he has actually done a few conversions, hasn't he? He's got a oh god, I'm going to forget all the names of the weapons now.
Yeah. Yeah.
The pistol and the
Architect pistol.
yes, and
Yep.
the other gun
Photon
thing.
thruster, I think that is.
That's yeah, I think so. Uh, Obviously, this model doesn't come with them. It comes
No.
with a conversion beamer, and I think it comes with a Volkite.
Yeah, I think it does, yeah.
And then the actual axe, he's obviously changed the top. It
Mm.
comes with again, I can't remember the
It's
fucking
nice to kind of realize as well that even though the kit, like a lot of modern plastics, it goes together one way. They're a lot harder to kind of convert in the traditional sense or kit bash. That you can still
yeah,
make those kind of changes that make it unique to your army and the war gear that he's carrying without sort of too many interruptions.
yeah. I like the fact that they have models that you can just pick up, and if you don't like converting stuff, you can just pick it up and build it,
Yep.
and you have that model. Or if you like the model but you want to put your own twist to it, like they've done here, then you can. Or you can still just go and do your own thing and do whatever the fuck you like.
Yeah.
I do like. I know a lot of people, or not a lot of people. I know some people complain like, oh well, the whole heresy used to be just like creating your own models, and it's like, yeah, that's good, but it's also some people don't like doing that.
Yeah.
Like you enjoy it because you enjoy it. Some people don't enjoy that. They just want to put together a cool model and go and play a game.
Yeah.
Um, and the base model for this, I fucking love. I think they've
Yeah.
done a really good job.
Yeah.
And yeah, like this has been painted really, really well. And like the conversions are subtle, but it's enough just to give it your own little twist, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I love it.
The eye lenses with the OSL are the one as well. Just
I
really
see.
cool.
I really like my eye keeps being drawn to, and this is so sad.
Yeah.
Like the tubes, so
Yeah, I know. I was about to
the
say.
black
I
and
thought you
yellow
were going to say
tubing
that's what she. Yeah.
and the green tube.
Yeah.
Like to be able to do the stripes on the tubing is so fucking hard to make it look
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And he's done a really good job here.
Yeah. Take it from someone who does it badly.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
just don't even do it. I just
Oh,
I have not got the patience to even attempt it.
yeah.
But yeah, really good.
I think Darren Lathan did a really good tutorial on his Instagram about how to stripes on tubing.
Oh,
I feel.
really? Oh, I need to
Yeah, I
go and
think it was
check it
Darren
out
Lathan. Yeah.
because it does look cool as fuck.
Yeah, it
But
does. Yeah.
yeah, God, yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then we have Bane of Chaos with this absolutely fucking top tier
Yeah.
Sons of Horus Terra
Yeah, Dave's
Interpreter.
done so well with this. I think that overall, like all of the colors being quite washed out, I think really suits it. It's not
Yeah.
like kind of super saturated, um, like rich color scheme. It's
No,
everything just
yeah,
fits together so nicely.
yeah. This is
Yeah,
fucking brilliant.
nothing else. It's I can't really say much more about it. To be honest,
No, 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 no.
an
It's
absolute
just
all round absolutely banging.
a really, really good job.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck yeah, yeah. It's really good.
it's a
Really good.
great miniature as well.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah,
is. Yeah. Um, uh, pre-terras.
yeah,
Oh, this is fucking awesome. I actually copied this and put this up on our group a little while ago, I
yeah. You
think.
did. I remember.
Um, I absolutely fucking love this. It is absolutely insanely good. Like this is like the front cover of a black library book, isn't it? You
Yeah,
could imagine this dude stood on the top of a cliff somewhere
yeah.
holding his banner. Like it just looks so good. And it was actually, I think it was artwork taken from one of the books.
Yeah,
What do you call it? Like there was a picture of one of the White Scars, what do they call it? Plate art, whatever it is.
yeah. Color plates.
Color plates. That's the word I was thinking of. And they've like done such a good job. Like this is so good.
Well, it's absolutely wild how they managed to make white so interesting.
Yeah, yeah. But then you just start looking at the details as well. Like the
Yeah,
red detailing on the shoulder pads is
yeah,
fucking insane.
yeah.
Like I think they actually had some of the transfers made up. I could be wrong. I'm not sure because I'm not sure where these transfers come from on the
Mm,
shoulder pad, but they're exactly the transfers on the picture or
yeah.
or the symbols on the picture. But but yeah, like oh
It's
so
bananas,
good.
isn't it?
Like so good. Like
Just
it's two colors, white and red.
yeah, I know.
Like and
Yeah.
it's fucking amazing.
But it's even
Like
just carrying like the red tones into the skin and then the red tones into the base as well. So tie it all
yeah, yeah, yeah,
together.
yeah. And I mean again, the face is absolutely insane. Like
Yeah.
oh, it's so good. Like if you're not following, sorry, I don't really know how
Praeteras.
Praeteras. If
Yeah.
you're not following them,
Praeteras.
go
Yeah.
and follow them
We
because
don't.
it is fucking amazing. Like literally one of my favorite Instagram accounts to
Yeah.
follow. Like it's fucking brilliant, really is.
Ugh.
Right, I'm gonna stop gushing.
Yeah.
And then we've got 40k Abana with a converted Terra Assault Marine. This is absolutely insane, isn't it? This
Yeah.
is the stuff from Nightmares.
Yeah.
I
I mean, literally
absolutely
from a
love.
terror assault league.
Literally, literally.
Yeah.
I mean, that helmet could be something from a horror film, couldn't it? Like
Yeah. I mean, I'm
just
scared. Yeah.
like like um
No wonder that rotor cannon causes shell shock.
yeah, this is absolutely brilliant stuff. And I don't think I follow 40k Banner, so I need to go and give them a follow.
Yeah.
Um, again, like I don't really know what else to say. Like I absolutely love this.
Yeah.
It's just
It's lit really nicely as
I
well.
really like the blue as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the perfect Night Lord's blue. But
Yeah.
my God, yeah, that is absolutely fucking
Just
insanity.
savage.
Yeah, literally.
An
Yeah,
absolute savage. Such stark contrast to the White Scar next to him as well, because
yeah, 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 yeah,
you've
yeah.
got this kind of like noble warrior
Yeah,
elite and this just absolute maniac.
this fucking murderer. You can just imagine
Yeah.
him picking someone up and slapping him on his shoulder pad,
Yeah.
just carrying him around stuck to his shoulder
Yeah.
pad. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Some poor mook.
Just
He's wrenched
impaled.
out of a abandoned Lehman Russ and he's just like, right, off you come, lad. You're coming with me.
You're coming with me. Fucking hell. Literally a meat shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
Well
And
done,
that is
gang.
it. That's it for Heresy Hammer. So thank you for those guys.
Yeah.
Oh god, fucking awesome. The trouble is I see these and then I just want to go off and start painting white scars or something. I start writing white scars list.
Yeah.
So up next we've got emails from the audience. So Bufflegum asks if you could make your own generic Legion console to fill a gap in the Legion army list, what would it be? What role would it take? And what rules would you give it?
Oh my days.
Yes. Ah, fucking hell.
This is a tricky one.
This you could do a show on this,
I
couldn't you?
know,
Literally.
you really could.
Um, so I oh god. I um so I discussed this a little while ago. I can't remember who I discussed it with. So I know Rob has said this as well, but I think one of the things missing from second edition is the fact that in first edition, certain characters would unlock certain troops choices
Yeah, I
as
agree.
part of like their warlord trait, and
Yep.
and that was all kind of taken away, and you could end up doing some really cool lists
Yeah.
because you could take a rite of war and then you could add whatever this thing was, and kind of mix them together, and it just gave you more opportunity to create kind of cool lists really.
Yeah.
So I would like to see Legion consoles that opened up other options.
I
So
completely concur.
like off the top of my head, like I know we've got a siege breaker, but like a siege assault console. Or
Hmm.
no, sorry, a zone mortalis console. And then every unit that's infantry can take a breaching shield, something like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So then your support squad can take a breaching shield, etc., etc. You could give like recon squads breaching shields and like a shotgun or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
again, like an assault console, and then you can stick fucking jetpacks on everything, basically jump packs on everything, that sort of thing. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking off the top of my head, but a Legion console that opens up options
I
to
completely concur. And that's exactly, having looked at this question prior, that was kind of how I went as well. So the two that this is kind of a bit of a win because they sort of exist, but they sort of don't do the things that I would want them to do. So I would want there to be like a sort of a Praetor level Moritat, which would enable you to take,
right.
say, destroyers as troops.
Yes,
So it would open
yes.
up that kind of long fabled destroyer company.
Oh god, it'd be so good,
So
wouldn't it?
destroyers
Yeah.
like light, like your compulsory troops choices, your two compulsory troops have to be destroyers and they gain line.
Yes,
As
yes.
as an example,
I would
that
be all over that.
yeah,
Fucking hell, yes. That would be
yeah,
so good. So good.
yeah,
The trouble is, I want to run destroyers, but the elite slot is so heavily
so
fought
congested.
over. Like,
Yeah.
oh
Right.
god.
This
Um,
is this is the problem. So yeah, if you could take like a kind of Mega Morisat, or
yeah,
like yes,
I
like
love that.
a kind of a Master of the Legion style destroyer
Yeah,
that you could enable you to to take destroyers, give them line, bang them in the troops. Like he doesn't have to do an awful lot else in terms of like
no,
addition.
no, no, no. Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
love that. That's a brilliant idea. Yeah, we
yeah,
kind of got it already with some of the consoles, kind of filling certain roles. But yeah,
yeah,
like you say, just opening up options to allow things to be taken slightly differently.
yeah. That's exactly how I was thinking as well. And also the other one that I quite fancied the idea of was do you remember back in 40k you had the Master of the Raven Wing?
Yes.
who was a kind of a
Oh,
captain level character that ran around in a land speeder.
yes.
I would
Yeah.
like, yeah, to be some sort of land speeder console that would unlock.
Belal?
Uh,
Was it Belal? Was that his name?
it was he was just I forget
Oh, just a generic dude,
yeah, he
was
was
it?
called the Master of the Ravenwing, I think. I forget what his
Okay.
name was.
Right.
Um, but yeah, essentially that. So you would be able to potentially unlock like Proteus and or javelins as like non-compulsory troops. I think
Nice. Yeah, yeah,
would be
yeah,
quite
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And the thing I like about it is because people will be going, well, you can do that with the right of war, but then you
mm,
can take a different right of war.
yeah,
And then it just opened up options. Like there were characters in first edition, if people don't know, where you could take Terminators as troops
yeah,
and they would gain line because they were your troops. But then you could take a right of war, and then that right of war could be used in conjunction with taking troops. So the character opened up the Terminators as troops, and then you could use a different right of war. So you didn't have to use Pride of Legion.
yeah,
So you're paying your tax because you had to pay for this character. But then it just opened up these cool options. So one of the ones I always wanted to do, I think it was like the Deep Strike drop pod right of war. If you had Terminator squads, they would then get transponders.
yeah,
So you could take an Iron Warriors character that opened up troops, Terminators as a troops choice. Then you could take the drop pod right of war and you could deep strike all these Terminators in. And
yeah,
so it was just things like that, that it wasn't like completely overpowered that it destroyed the game. It was just cool little twists that certain legions could do because characters opened up
yeah,
different troops basically. And
yeah.
yeah, I just feel like that's one thing that second edition is lacking. So yeah, that's yeah, that's my
Yeah,
that's
and the third one was, I think, was a lead like a Legion artillerist, or so he would give some sort of potential buff to, in a way, a siege breaker gives things like Sunder
right.
to like Legion artillery and or barrage weapons. So, for instance, enabling you to, because like a lot other than Scorpiuses, like a lot of the barrage weapons are pretty
Yes,
terrible.
yeah.
But it might be that you could give an additional, as an example, right, an additional +1 AP for barrage weapons.
Right.
You
Okay.
could
Yeah,
place
I
him
like
into a
that.
squad of say
In
Medusas,
fact, I
and it would make
think
them.
our next question might be
Oh my
something to
God.
do with something like that, but I
Okay.
cannot remember. Let me have a quick. Well, yes, here you go. We'll get to that in a minute. But
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
Jason actually kind of mentioned something like that.
Okay. Well, so they're my three, but my primary one would be the ability. Yes, a character would unlock destroyers as
I tell you what, I really like the idea of a kind of artillery officer.
yeah.
And yeah, you get buffs to your artillery
Yeah,
because
so he wouldn't, you could represent him. He's an HQ, but you pay points for him within a unit of artillery,
yeah,
and then he gives them additional rules that make them usable.
yeah, I'd see it's a difficult one, isn't it?
Because I want to take
Well,
like a unit of basilisks or Medusas in my Iron Warriors army,
I've
but you never
I've
want to put the dogs
literally
there.
got three sat in a box,
There you
and I'm
go.
like, I just can't be bothered building them because they're so
No.
fucking useless.
Yeah.
And they're probably worth about £1 billion, like just
Yeah.
sat there doing fuck all. Like,
Yeah.
um, but well, we'll get onto that when we get onto that question because
Yeah.
yeah, I've got a few things to say about that.
Cool.
But yeah, that's our ideas.
Yeah. Bang yours in
If
the
you've got
comments, obviously.
yeah, if you've got any cool ideas for Legion consoles, let us know. I'm sure. I mean, I feel like we could do an entire show on
Yeah.
Legion consoles we
Oh
want
my
to
God.
see.
They're so good.
Yeah, yeah. But it's just a cool way to add a theme or fluff
Yeah.
to your force.
Absolutely. So you don't just see the same armies all the
Yeah, yeah. Cool. Good question. I like that. Right. Next up, Bam asks, when expanding your armies, do you have in mind a specific build you aim for, or do you look to add great units that you crowbar into an existing army? If you like the look of a tank or flying vehicle, do you have to rejig and obtain an entire army? Or do you try your best to just slot it in from someone who bounces around a lot with different ideas? How are you feeling about this one? I
Oh,
imagine you're a man who writes a list and then sticks to building that list. Or am I
yeah.
wrong?
Normally, yes. I think what I tend to do, and this is something that Rob and I talked about on our list building episode, is often will have a very similar core to an army.
Right. Okay.
Um, there are kind of a couple of units that I tend to go into every list, especially when I talk about Iron Warriors. Like it's like I start off with a Warsmith, normally a Warsmith and a command squad,
Right.
and then two big blocks of tactical marines.
Yeah.
And that's, that's normally the starting point for everything. And then I'll kind of build a list out. I like to try and think about how things synergize well. So I like, and I'm not afraid of having units that can do multiple things. But again, at the same time, I probably fit actually more into the crowbarring in. It's not
Right. Yeah.
often
Yeah.
that I'll think, um, that's a toughie, really. It's a real tough one because I often get caught in two minds between units that I really like and units that are good, and I try and
Yeah.
find the kind of middle ground. As an example, like I'm going to do some destroyers for my Death Guard with hand flamers
Right.
because I can use them as Alchem flamers, and they're not great, but
No.
also they're quite cool and perform a task. Um, and they can fit into my existing army quite well. I haven't got to like completely rip up the list and start
Yeah. Yeah.
again
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get stuff
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I think that's how you end up with interesting and diverse lists actually is by thinking, I quite like this and this is quite cool. Um, or you'll play a game and you'll think, oh, my list really lacks some ability to defend objectives
Yeah.
or some
Yeah.
punch in close
Yeah.
combat or
Yeah.
the ability to take down. I've got opponents that are taking loads of multi-wound models and I'm really struggling to take them down. So you might
Yeah.
then think of a way of being able to deal with
Yeah.
those threats that can fit into an existing army.
It's interesting, isn't it? So I am very much of the way that I will write a list and then I'll start building and painting and immediately be like, I can't be bothered doing another 20 tac marines or whatever it is. So I will
Mm.
then just go, look, I
Yeah,
like the look of them. I'll build and paint them. I like
yeah,
the look of that. I'll build and paint that. And I'll try and stick to a list, but generally I just go off and build and paint what I like. But
yeah.
I do very much come back to what you say of like, I'll play a game and then I'll be like, actually, I really need to do some more,
Mm.
whatever it is. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
like, my next thing up after this event will probably be some more infantry because I really need to add some more infantry to my list.
yeah,
But I'm not the sort of person that can sit down and build and paint 40 infantry. Like, I just get so fucking bored.
yeah.
But then that's fine, you know what I mean? Just like that's why I added Thalax to my force because I was
Yeah,
like, well,
absolutely.
they're tough, they're good infantry,
Like a
they're
score.
scoring.
Yeah,
Um, add a Forged Lord, stick in a couple of squads of Thalax, and then
yeah,
that's them in there. Like, yeah, that's taking up elite slots, but then you can add in, like I'm doing now, an Archmagos, and then that becomes a Mechanicum allied detachment, and you
yeah,
move the Thalax into the allied detachment. So I started, my list was originally like 40 breaches, and then I painted 10 and was like, can't be bothered. And I added in the Thalax, and now the Thalax will become an allied detachment. So
yeah.
I've kind of wedged them in, but then it kind of ends up working because you just have
Yeah.
to think, well, how's the best way to get these to work? Um,
It's
within
interesting.
your list.
Yeah, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to this one, personally.
No, 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 no.
Um,
And to be honest, as long as you're building and painting stuff, it
yeah,
doesn't really matter, does it?
no.
Like as long as you're moving forward in the process. Um,
Yeah. And I
if
also
you
think as well, once you get to a certain point in an army, especially, I would say I normally, with an army project, I'll always sit down and I'll write a 3,000 point list.
yes,
And
yeah,
that will form kind of the basis of, and then I'll look at it and be like, okay, well, what am I going to paint in what order potentially?
yeah,
Or
yeah,
I don't, one thing I do, and this is advice I'll give anyone when it comes to building a painting army, is like I don't know if everyone is as disciplined as Rob when he says I start by I'm going to sit down and paint a character and like 40 infantry and I'm
yeah.
just going to knock them
No
out.
one is disciplined like Rob.
No,
Rob
I didn't think so.
is the Rain Man when it comes to painting
Yeah,
infantry. Like, no,
I
no
am.
normal human being can sit down
No,
and
I
paint
know.
60 Marines over a weekend.
No, it's bananas, isn't it? I would always say if you feel enthusiastic to paint something, like whether it's an army or if it's a unit or if it's a character, I would always just, for me personally, I would try and capitalize on that enthusiasm. So if
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
thinking,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
do you know what? I really want some destroyers. So do you know what I should do? Actually, realistically, I should probably drop everything and paint those destroyers because I'll get them done because I'm keen for them and I'll do a good job and I'll do them quickly.
yeah,
Rather than trying to,
yeah,
I find that when I have to sort of force into, which is why I often have quite a lot of army projects on the go at any one time because I'll think, actually, no, I really want to paint this today. I don't want to paint 10 Assault Marines today. I want to paint an Archmagos, or I want to paint a Domitar today. I don't want
yeah,
to paint a Dreadnought,
yeah, yeah,
which is why I often have army projects that will come together at similar times because I tend to feel like, for me personally, I'm really, really hell bent on capitalizing on enthusiasm. As an example, like I don't do it very often. I don't paint for other people particularly regularly anymore, just because I don't. My hobby time is more limited than it was a couple of years ago. And I kind of want to keep some time back for myself. But I've got a couple of people who I do paint for, and I'll always try and set a level of expectation that like I will get them done to the standard that you want, but at the same time, from a time frame perspective, like I do occasionally flit a little bit. But
yeah,
like with these Thousand Suns, for instance, in the last week, I've just been like, I haven't got a huge amount left to do, but I've actually really like I'm really enjoying them. I've really got the enthusiasm for them, and I'm finding that painting them isn't a chore.
yeah,
I find when
yeah, yeah,
things
yeah,
tend to feel
yeah,
like a chore, I'll tend to put them to one side and maybe pick up something else. And it might be pick up a different army, or it might be I'll pick up something different for that army. Um,
yeah.
but you'll
That's
find, Bam, I think you'll get to a point where you've got a collection. It's not just an army, it's a collection. And then that becomes a lot easier when you think, um, oh, actually, I really want to add like some tanks into my army, but it means that I have to sacrifice this thing, and then it leaves a gap. But it's all right because I've got this thing I can bring in to fill that gap.
yeah, 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 yeah. I agree with that 100%. Yeah,
Yeah,
I have a box of stuff of like half-built squads,
yeah,
um, because exactly that. I started building them, and then I've just lost interest. And
yeah,
it sounds like a waste of time, but actually, I'll go back to those, and then I'll
yeah,
do a bit
exactly.
more on them when I find the interest. Like I've got Indomitus Terminator squad I'm halfway through building, but I just keep losing interest in building them. But
Yeah,
I know, like, I just every so often I'll go back to it, pick them up, start working on them. And then eventually, the next thing you know, oh, well, actually, I finished that squad. Now I just have to paint them up. And
yeah,
yeah, it's interesting. Like, yeah, but I definitely, if I start losing interest in something, I'll generally just stop because otherwise it would just drag on
yeah,
and on and on,
yeah,
and I'll get nowhere. I'd rather just put them to one side and do something else that I'm enthused to do because,
yeah.
like you say, at least I'm doing something.
Correct. A hundred
Yeah,
percent.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, definitely. Yeah, hopefully we've answered your question there. Uh,
I don't know if we have. I think we've actually answered a
uh,
different question, if I'm being honest with you, but there we go. Such is
yeah.
life. That's what you get when me and Lee are together and not Rob keeping us on the straight and narrow.
Going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Right. What's up
What's
next? So
Jason
here we
asking?
go. Jason asks, would making artillery and barrage weapons shell shock free or even four be a way to make artillery viable again without all the strength 10 AP2?
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
I really like this idea personally.
Yeah.
Um, and I completely agree. Like,
So do I.
uh, it's yeah, like yeah, I think it's a really good idea.
Yeah,
Like,
I completely agree. So we talked earlier about the Karachnos, didn't we? As a classic
yes, yeah,
example,
yeah, yeah,
on
yeah.
paper, the weapon on the Karachnos is crap. Like it's what, strength 6 AP4.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
you
the
know
big
what? I don't
template,
even
admittedly.
know.
So I
Yeah.
think it's strength 6 AP4 with it's Fleshbane and Radphage, I believe.
Right. Okay.
But it's also, I think it's Shell Shock, it's pinning Shell Shock 3.
Right. Okay.
And that's what really makes it a
Makes
threat. I
it
think it's
good.
got loads of it. I think it's got crawling fire as well. So it's nice and easy to reposition.
Kragnos. Da, 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 da. What was it? Mortar battery.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna stick my neck out and say strength 6, AP4, Radphage, Fleshbane, crawling fire, pinning Shell Shock 3.
Gotta find the fucking thing first.
Ah,
A few moments later.
if I've got this right, I'm in business.
Kragnos mortar battery. 60 inches, strength 6 AP4, heavy one, massive blast,
Yep,
7 inch.
yep, yep,
Barrage.
yep,
Fleshbane.
yep,
Radphage.
yep,
Ignores cover.
yep,
Pinning.
yep.
Shell shock free.
Okay, so it's not Fleshbane,
Crawling.
but
Crawling
still.
fire. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
flashbane. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, is it?
Barrage
Okay, cool.
flashbane. Yeah, yeah. shell shock free, crawling
Yeah.
fire.
Amazing.
All the special rules. Yeah, that is exactly, in my eyes, that is exactly what artillery should be.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, like I
it's
love
there
the
to
fact.
suppress as much as it is to kill.
Yeah, 100%. Like,
Yeah.
I love the fact they've moved away from the strength 10 AP2 because
Yeah.
it was just boring. It was a non-game experience. Someone would stick their artillery at the back of the table. You couldn't get to it. And as you trudged along the battlefield, you just remove a unit every turn. Like, there's nothing fun
Yeah.
about just taking off entire units of models because someone has 2 or 3 tanks at the back of their field.
Yeah.
So I do like the fact they've moved away from that, but there needs to be something in its place
that makes it viable.
Yeah, and I think shell shock free pinning is the way to do it.
I agree with you.
Is definitely the way to do
I
it.
completely concur. I think you could fix artillery really easily by just giving it shell shock and pinning. And away you go.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, love
really
it.
like that. Yeah,
totally
agree.
Yeah, completely agree. I don't think there's even a question to answer here. Just like,
yes, do it.
Yes.
Games Workshop, are you listening? Do it.
Yeah. We fixed it for you. Don't worry. We've already fixed Brutal once. We've already fixed Thunderhammers in a previous episode. And
It is a shame though, especially as an Iron Warriors player. Of,
you
just never see it. Yeah. But they're just like complete point strain for something that will just literally do nothing.
It's rubbish.
Yeah. So yeah, totally. Yeah.
Cool.
Right. I think that is it. That's it.
Oh.
And that's it for the show. We don't have any lists to totally destroy today, so apologies for that.
Funnily enough, we had about 4 land in the inbox in the last 24 hours, but we haven't had time to get them into the show.
Okay, that's a shame. Yeah. But yeah, if you've got any emails, questions, or army lists you want to discuss or review, send them to the heresyhammer30k@gmail.com, and we will put them in the show. Keep using #heresyhammer on Instagram and posting your stuff up on the WhatsApp community, and we'll pull it from there. Or Kerry will. I say we.
Yeah, Kerry we won't do anything more. We'll have Kerry now.
But let us know your thoughts and feelings about what we've discussed today. Do you agree with artillery? Do you think it's fine as it is? Do you think it needs to go back to strength 10 AP2? Let us know about your consoles. Let us know how.
Just let us know. Just let us know, Lee.
Yeah, and a final shout out to our awesome sponsors. So Curtain Games, curtaingames.co.uk, at Curtain Games on Instagram and Curtain Games on Facebook. Go check them out for some amazing customer service. Deals.
Do it now.
Gator 3D Printing, go check out Dan at Gator 3D on Instagram, Gator 3D Printing on Facebook, and he's also pretty prolific on our WhatsApp.
Yeah, he really is.
If you want to ask him a question,
he's always talking about 3D printing.
Yeah, he'll go.
Looks like he's got nothing else on.
3D printing. So yeah, go ask him a question. I'm sure he will not mind talking to you about that. And then Battle Bling, gaming accessories, battleblingstore.co.uk and at Battle Bling Store on Instagram and Battle Bling on Facebook. Go check them out. They do kind of all sorts. Adeptus Titanicus. They've been doing a lot more Age of Darkness stuff. And if you use the code Heresy Hammer, you get 10% off.
All right, how lucky are you?
What's not to love? Go check them out. And a final massive shout out to our Praetor tier patrons. I don't think we mentioned it, have we? Maybe we have.
Me and Rob mentioned it on the last show that we did, I think. So
right. So we obviously have a Patreon. We put up 2 Tacticas a month. We do.
We haven't mentioned the Patreon at all. This time. Oh, you meant have we mentioned what these Praetors are getting for their sick new reward?
Oh yes, we have mentioned that, and it is also up on the Patreon. A lovely video I have done. But we have a Patreon. We put up 2 Tacticas a month. I have just taken over kind of running the Patreon, so I'm still kind of getting used to doing it. I want to do a bit more on there. but we have different tiers, and we also have a free trial. So if you just want to go and see what's on there, go sign up, and it's free for 7 days, I believe.
Yeah, and it's just £3 a month. Well, it's from £3 a month after. £3 gets you access to all the additional content, and then if you want to get all the big rewards, then you can give us some more.
Yeah, and these are our top tier patrons, Pro Tour level. So shout out to these guys. We actually have 2 pages worth of these guys now. I will hopefully be putting a message up today about what you need to do to claim your the next giveaway that we're doing.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So I have been meaning to do it. I just have not had the time. So hopefully this afternoon I'll get on there. Most of you by now kind of know. Basically, I'll send you a message when it's your time to receive it. You send me a message with your address. I send it to you. That's pretty much
be
it.
easy, could it,
So yeah. So look out for that. And if you haven't had a look at what's coming out next, go look on the Patreon. There's a video. I've done a video of our next giveaway. So yeah, shout out to these guys. Thank you so much for all your support. You absolute legends.
You heroes. You heresy heroes.
And also, if you're not following us, go follow us on Heresy Hammer show on Instagram. And keep putting up your hashtag Heresy Hammers. Give us a like, subscribe, and comment and share on YouTube if you've got this far. Like I said before, any messages, heresyhammer30k@gmail.com. Our Patreon is Heresy Hammer. And we are slowly putting all our shows onto podcasts. So go check out your favorite podcasting means, and there will be shows up there. And if you're not already a member, what the fuck are you doing? Go check out our WhatsApp community. Check our Instagram link tree for a link to WhatsApp. I probably have about 10 million unread messages.
Oh, mate, it's crazy. I'm just looking now, and
because I've been asleep. So
yeah, 2,000 messages since I looked yesterday. It's absolutely bananas. It's always popping off. We've got over getting over 500 members now.
It's crazy, isn't
and everyone's
it?
just chatting about heresy all the time.
Yeah,
it's like it's a constant
frothing.
20. We've got people from all over the world. It's a constant 24-hour stream of heresy frothing.
Permanent heresy feed. So plug yourself in like Perturabo.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just gorge on heresy content.
Straight into the noosphere. Our WhatsApp community is like the Astronomicon. It's just constantly broadcasting signals.
We actually kill like 1,000 psychers a day just to keep it running.
So, yeah, we do, yeah.
And on that note...
on that note, we'll bid you a fond farewell.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Be good. Bye-bye.